You might think you're immune, that your dreams and goals are too strong to be swayed, but these influences are sneaky. It's subtle at first, a nagging doubt here, a wave of fear there, and before you know it, your confidence wavers, your dreams shrink, and your reality feels stuck. And the truth is, if you're not aware of how they work, they can derail your progress without you even realizing it. So how do you spot these hidden saboteurs? We live in a world of invisible influences, people whose words and energy can unconsciously program our minds, shifting our perception of what's possible. It's not what they say directly, it's the energy, the mindset, the subtle programming that's taking place behind the scenes. Most of the time, they're not even aware of the impact they have on you. Forces that are more influential than you think, embedded in everyday interactions, and often disguised as casual conversations or innocent advice. Today, we're peeling back the curtain on the invisible influencers who are quietly rewriting your story. You'll discover who they are, why their impact is so profound, and most importantly, how you can reclaim your power and craft the reality you truly desire. The realistic people. Those who pride themselves on seeing the world as it is, are always ready to remind you that dreams are impractical and that your ambitions should be boxed into what's visible, logical, and tangible. But let's peel back the layers here, shall we? Being realistic is often seen as a badge of honor, but in truth, it's more like a self-imposed cage. Think about it, they define possibilities based on a mere 0.1% of reality, the visible part. That's like judging an iceberg solely by the tip sticking out of the water, ignoring the massive potential that lies beneath. It's limiting, and it's a mindset that builds walls where there should be open doors. Realists operate within the bounds of what's already seen, sticking to the realm of what's been proven, tested, and stamped with approval by the collective mind. But true potential doesn't live in what's already known, it thrives in the unseen, in the 99.9% of reality that goes beyond our senses. Imagine being confined to a room with no windows and then claiming you understand the entire universe outside. That's the mindset of the realist. It's not about ignoring the physical, it's about remembering that what's physical is only a tiny piece of the grand puzzle. And sure, they'll say they're being practical, but practicality is just another word for safe, and safe rarely leads to growth. The realistic approach is like planting a seed and expecting it to sprout without nurturing the soil beneath. It's a half-hearted effort at best. They forget that logic and evidence only get you so far, while imagination and belief are the engines that drive true creation. When you tap into your inner dimension, when you dare to dream beyond the confines of the visible, that's when you start bending reality. Picture this, a painter who only uses black and white because, well, it's realistic, color seems too far-fetched, too out of the box. Yet, we know that life is not black and white. Your consciousness, your energy, and your frequency are all color, all possibility. So why let yourself be boxed in by the limitations of others? The universe is far more willing to mold itself to your vision than realists would have you believe. After all, every great achievement started as something unrealistic. Until it wasn't. Let's not forget the irony here, the realists often end up manifesting their own limitations. They look at life as a series of predictable patterns and miss the magic happening right under their noses. They fail to see that the only reason their realism seems accurate is that they're continuously programming their minds to expect and thus receive exactly what they believe. Reality is like a mirror, it reflects what's within. If all you see are obstacles, guess what? You'll keep tripping over them. But if you look for doors, hidden pathways, and unseen opportunities, they begin to appear. It's a strange loop, isn't it? They dismiss what they can't see, yet the unseen holds the keys to everything they desire. The subconscious mind, that vast reservoir of untapped potential, doesn't operate on logic, it thrives on imagination, on emotion, on the frequencies you emit. So why not step out of the box? Why not dare to be unrealistic for a change? The only limitations that truly exist are the ones we agree to. Embrace the unknown, and you just might find that the boundaries realists live by are nothing more than illusions. The real question isn't whether you should be realistic or not. The question is, why settle for a sliver of reality when the entire spectrum is available to you? Why confine yourself to the predictable when the extraordinary is just a shift in perspective away? To break free from this limiting paradigm, you have to be willing to see beyond the obvious, to explore the potential that's been hiding in plain sight. Because once you understand that reality bends to the frequency you emit, you stop trying to fit in and start redefining what's possible. But beware, this path is not without its challenges, as it's often the fearmongers who will be quick to remind you why you should stay put. The fearmongers. They wear their fears like armor, constantly projecting them onto everyone around them, thinking they're just keeping it real. But what they don't realize is that fear is one of the most powerful vibrations, and it has a sneaky way of materializing the very things they dread. You see, fear acts like a beacon, attracting exactly what you don't want. It's like tuning a radio station to static and then complaining that you can't hear the music. Fear isn't just a passing emotion, it's a potent signal to your subconscious mind that something terrible has already happened, and your mind responds by looking for ways to make that belief a reality. Fearmongers often think they're protecting themselves and others by highlighting every potential pitfall, every shadow lurking in the corner. They see danger in every opportunity, risks in every leap of faith, and failures in every attempt at success. They're well-meaning, perhaps, but also completely unaware of the damage they cause. Living in constant fear keeps you in survival mode, a state that's great if you're being chased by a lion but terrible for manifesting your dreams. When you're stuck in survival mode, your brain shuts down higher thinking, creativity, and any sense of connection to the universe's infinite possibilities. Picture this: a friend warns you about every little risk when you're trying to start a new project. What if it fails? What if you lose money? What if people laugh at you, they say. Suddenly, their fears start to seep into your mind like ink spreading in water. Without realizing it, you begin to hesitate, to second-guess yourself, to play it safe. That's the insidious nature of fear. It's contagious. But here's a little secret: fearmongers aren't trying to bring you down, they're just trapped in their own cycles. They reflect their inner chaos and project it outward, hoping to control what feels uncontrollable. So, how do you deal with them? First, recognize that their fear is not yours to carry. Think of fear like a radio frequency. Just because it's playing doesn't mean you have to listen. You have the power to change the station, to tune into something more uplifting and aligned with your desired reality. Spend time each day visualizing what you want, not what you fear. It's a small practice, but it helps reprogram your subconscious, telling it, "This is what I choose to focus on." Meditation and breathwork are also powerful tools to clear the fear and reconnect with your inner calm. Another tactic is to set boundaries, both energetic and practical. It's okay to limit your exposure to people who live in perpetual fear, even if they're close friends or family. This doesn't mean cutting them out of your life entirely, it means preserving your own energy and being mindful of the conversations you engage in. When fearmongers start spinning their web of what-ifs, you don't have to get caught. Redirect the conversation or simply excuse yourself. Protecting your peace is not selfish, it's self-care. And if fearmongers make you feel guilty for daring to dream, remember this: the universe doesn't reward fear, it rewards faith. Fear will always exist, but it's how you respond to it that shapes your reality. Fearmongers may try to program your subconscious with images of disaster, but you have the power to overwrite those files. Instead of letting fear dictate your actions, use it as a compass pointing you towards growth. What would your life look like if you stopped feeding into the collective fear and started nourishing your own vision instead? The irony of fearmongers is that while they believe they're protecting themselves from life's uncertainties, they're really just creating a prison of their own making. They see every new experience as a potential threat, but this mindset keeps them locked out of the vast possibilities that life has to offer. To step out of this paradigm, you must choose courage over comfort, even when comfort feels safe. And remember, the only thing standing between you and your desired reality is the vibration you choose to emit. But fear isn't the only influence around. The complainers. They're quick to bemoan their circumstances, but rarely, if ever, take action to change them. It's as if complaining gives them some semblance of control, a way to vent frustrations without confronting the real issue themselves. Complaining is more than just venting, it's a frequency that attracts more of the same. As within, so without. When you constantly broadcast a signal of dissatisfaction, life will echo it right back to you, creating a loop of negative reflections. Ever notice how some people can turn even a sunny day into a disaster? The coffee's too hot, the line's too long, the universe is just not cooperating. It's like they're allergic to joy. But here's the secret they don't realize: every complaint is an affirmation to the subconscious mind, reinforcing beliefs that things are bad, unfair, and unchangeable. It's brainwashing, but in reverse. Instead of programming for success and joy, complainers program themselves for perpetual disappointment. They see the world through a lens of lack, and that's precisely what they keep manifesting. Complaints don't just affect the complainer, they affect everyone around them. Consciousness is contagious. Hang out with a complainer long enough, and you might start seeing problems where there were none, feeling drained without knowing why, and doubting your own choices. It's like catching a cold, but instead of a runny nose, you end up with a bad case of pessimism. This is why it's crucial to work on your energy every day. If someone is always finding faults in everything, they're not just reflecting their reality, they're attempting to drag yours down with them. As I mentioned, one of the best ways to safeguard your energy is by setting boundaries and living consciously. This might mean limiting the time you spend with certain people or steering conversations away from their usual gripe sessions. For example, if a friend starts on about how everything's wrong, try redirecting the conversation. What's something good that's happened today? It may feel awkward at first, but it's a gentle way to shift the energy without engaging in their negative loop. Remember, the more you entertain their complaints, the more you risk aligning with that frequency. Complaining is an emotional feedback loop that strengthens itself with every repetition. It's like a snowball rolling downhill, growing larger and more powerful with every turn. And yet, complainers rarely recognize their own power. They don't see that their words are seeds that bloom into their very experiences. If you catch yourself slipping into the habit of complaint, pause and redirect. Instead of saying, "I hate my job," try, "I'm grateful for the stability while I look for new opportunities." It's a subtle shift, but one that changes your entire vibration. Imagine if, instead of complaints, we shared visions of what we want to see in the world. If we replaced grievances with gratitude, even in the smallest doses, the collective frequency would shift. And that's the real power you have, not to change others, but to change what you bring to the table. So, the next time you find yourself surrounded by complaints, remember, you're not obligated to join the chorus. You have the choice to be a different kind of influence, one that raises the vibration rather than dragging it down. Strengthen your own mindset, protect your frequency, and you'll find that complainers hold no sway over your reality. But remember, protection doesn't just happen by chance, it's a conscious practice, and it starts with how you prepare yourself every day. How to protect yourself. When you're surrounded by complainers, realists, and fearmongers, protecting your energy isn't just a nice idea, it's a necessity. It's about recognizing that while you can't control the presence of these influences, you can absolutely control how you respond. The key is to fortify your inner world before you engage with the outer one. Think of it like putting on armor before heading into battle. It's all about preparation. Start your day by tuning your frequency. Meditate, visualize your desired reality, and feed your mind with positive, empowering content. Setting boundaries is another essential step. Don't be afraid to carve out alone time. It's in those moments of solitude that you can recalibrate and reconnect with your own vibration. This doesn't mean isolating yourself entirely, but prioritizing moments of quiet reflection to reinforce your inner strength. For example, consider setting specific times during the day when you disconnect from the noise, turn off your phone, step outside, and take a few deep breaths. This isn't being antisocial, it's self-prioritization, a commitment to maintaining your frequency no matter what's happening around you. One of the most powerful ways to protect yourself is to practice responding instead of reacting. Reactions are immediate, often fueled by emotion, and tend to mirror the negativity you're facing. Responses, however, are thoughtful, grounded, and aligned with your intentions. Let's say someone dumps their complaints on you first thing in the morning. Pause, take a breath, and choose your response. You don't have to engage with their negativity. A simple, "I'm sorry you're feeling that way," acknowledges them without allowing their energy to seep into yours. It's a subtle but transformative practice that keeps you in control. Building your frequency is a daily commitment. This is where consistency comes into play. Daily practices like journaling, visualization, and affirmations can help reprogram your subconscious mind, setting the tone for the kind of reality you want to experience. Write down your intentions, visualize them as if they're already happening, and affirm your power to create your desired reality. Consistency in these small practices can make you almost immune to the vibrations of others. It's also important to remember that you're not alone in this journey. We are all navigating a world filled with different frequencies, and sometimes, despite our best efforts, the outside world seeps in. This is why building a supportive environment, both physically and mentally, is crucial. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you. Seek out mentors, join communities that share your values, and fill your space with reminders of your goals and aspirations. A single positive influence can outweigh a dozen negative ones, simply by the power of resonance. At the end of the day, protecting your reality comes down to intention and discipline. It's about showing up for yourself consistently, choosing your focus wisely, and nurturing your inner world as the sacred space it is. The world will always have its complainers, realists, and fearmongers, but when you stand firm in your frequency, their influence fades into the background. Your reality becomes a reflection of your inner strength, your conscious choices, and the unwavering belief that you are the creator of your experience. So, are you ready to take the reins and build a life that resonates with your highest vision? The power is already within you, it's just waiting to be tapped into. So, now you know, there are hidden forces in your life, quietly shaping your reality from behind the scenes. But, here's the empowering truth, you are not helpless in this. You have the power to change your internal programming, to set boundaries, and to consciously choose the influences you allow into your mind and heart. Imagine what your life could look like if you stopped letting these unseen saboteurs dictate your experience. What would change if you prioritized your frequency, protected your mindset, and aligned with the vibration of your highest vision every single day? Ask yourself, are you ready to reclaim your power? Are you prepared to step into a reality where you are the main architect, not just a bystander reacting to the world around you? It's time to take action. Start small. Create a morning routine that sets the tone for your day, spend time in silence, visualize your dreams, and choose your responses wisely. Remember, your reality is a mirror reflecting back what's within you. So, what are you projecting? Fear, doubt, and limitation? Or courage, possibility, and intention? The first step is awareness, but awareness alone is not enough. It's about making conscious choices every day, practicing self-prioritization, and embracing intellectual independence. Surround yourself with positivity, seek out voices that uplift you, and don't be afraid to disconnect from those that drag you down. Your energy is sacred, treat it as such. Protect your mind like you would your home, letting in only what nourishes and supports your growth. So, are you willing to do what it takes to create a life that resonates with your true self? The world will keep spinning, and the complainers, fearmongers, and realists will still be out there. But they don't have to dictate your story. The power to transform your life is in your hands. It's time to rise above the noise, tune into your own frequency, and start manifesting the reality you've always dreamed of. Thank you for your presence. Please let me know in the comments if you liked the video. See you in the next one.